My sister posted my safe house location online to prove I was overreacting. 5 hours later, police found a strange person waiting at my door.
You posted what online?
My hands were shaking so hard I nearly dropped my phone. The screen showed Kelsey's TikTok video, my apartment building visible in the background, the address number clear as day.
Oh my God, Steph, relax.
My sister's voice dripped with that familiar condescension.
It's just social media.
You're being so extra about this whole thing.
Kelsey, that's a safe house.
Do you understand what that means?
Whatever. Derek isn't dangerous.
You're just being dramatic like you always are.
Let me back up.
I'm Stephanie Rivera, 31 years old, and I work as a medical billing specialist in Austin, Texas. 3 years ago, I thought my life was pretty normal. Good job, decent apartment, close family. Then I met Derek Vaughn at a pharmaceutical conference downtown. He was a sales rep for a medical equipment company. Charming smile, always said the right things, made me feel special. We moved fast, maybe too fast. He was living in my apartment within 6 months. That's when everything changed.
It started small.
Why didn't you text me back right away? He'd ask, his jaw tight.
I was in a meeting, Derek. I can't always respond instantly.
A meeting with who? Was that guy Josh from accounting there?
It's a staff meeting. The whole team is there.
But it didn't matter what I said. Every day became an interrogation. He needed to know where I was every minute. He'd show up at my office to surprise me with lunch. My coworkers thought it was sweet at first. I knew better after the third time he cornered me about why I'd been laughing with my colleague Brandon near the coffee station.
Then came the financial control.
Derek convinced me we should merge our checking accounts for emergencies. Within 2 months, I saw charges I didn't recognize. Expensive dinners at Ruth's Chris, designer clothes from Nordstrom, electronics I'd never seen.
Are you seriously accusing me right now?
He exploded when I asked about an $800 charge at Best Buy.
I buy things for us, Stephanie. Or are you too selfish to see that?
The emotional abuse was exhausting. He'd punch holes in the walls next to my head during fights, then collapse crying, swearing he'd never actually hurt me.
The cycle repeated. Weekly, then daily.
I started documenting everything. My breaking point came 9 months ago. Derek got fired from his medical equipment job for harassing a female coworker. He blamed me, said I'd made him paranoid about other women. That night, he grabbed my laptop and threw it across the living room. Then he shoved me hard into the entertainment center.
I felt something crack in my side. Pain shot through my ribs like lightning.
You're making me do this, he screamed.
Why do you always push me?
I wasn't pushing anything. I just existed, and that was enough to set him off. The next morning, while Derek was at the gym, I grabbed my passport, social security card, and whatever cash I'd hidden in my closet. I drove straight to the Austin Police Department downtown. My hands wouldn't stop shaking as I filed the report. The officer connected me with a domestic violence advocate named Maria Santos. Your location cannot be shared with anyone, Maria emphasized, her dark eyes serious behind her glasses.
Not family. Not friends.
Definitely not on social media. This address is what keeps you safe.
I understand, I whispered.
The safe house was a small 2-bedroom apartment in Cedar Park, about 30 minutes north of downtown Austin. Basic IKEA furniture, a tiny kitchen, everything I needed to start over. Maria arranged for my mail to go to a P.O. box on Lamar Boulevard. I took medical leave from work, citing health reasons, which was completely true. I had 2 cracked ribs and bruising that painted my torso purple and yellow like a grotesque watercolor. I called my parents to tell them I'd left Derek and was somewhere safe, but couldn't share details. My dad, Robert, actually sounded worried.
Are you okay, sweetheart? Do you need money? Anything?
Infine, Dad.
I just need time.
My mom Patricia's response was different. Are you sure you're not making this bigger than it is? Derek always seemed so polite when we met him at Thanksgiving.
Mom, he sent me to the ER with cracked ribs.
Well, honey, relationships are complicated. Maybe you both need couples therapy. Classic mom, always avoiding uncomfortable truths. But Kelsey's reaction genuinely shocked me. Kelsey called 4 days after I'd moved into the safe house. My younger sister is 28, works in digital marketing, and has always been the golden child in our family. Where I'm quiet and measured, she's loud and confident. Our parents, Robert and Patricia, who own a successful landscaping company, have always favored her bubbly personality. So you just abandoned him without even trying to fix things? Kelsey's tone was accusatory. Kelsey, he assaulted me. I have cracked ribs. Okay, but what did you do to provoke him? You can be pretty cold sometimes, Steph. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Are you seriously blaming me right now? I'm just saying you always play the victim. Remember when you claimed that guy Trevor was stalking you in college? That turned out to be nothing. Trevor had followed me to 3 different classes and waited outside my dorm. Campus police had to remove him. But Kelsey had convinced our parents I was exaggerating for attention. This was her pattern, dismissing my experiences to maintain her position as the favorite child. I'm not having this conversation, I said, and hung up. Over the next few weeks, I focused on healing. Maria checked in regularly, helped me file for a permanent restraining order, and connected me with a therapist named Dr. Rebecca Lynn. The therapy sessions helped me understand that Derek's behavior wasn't my fault, that I hadn't provoked anything. Meanwhile, Derek was spiraling. He started posting on Facebook about how I'd abandoned him during his darkest hour. He created this elaborate victim narrative, painting himself as the wronged party. Some mutual acquaintances believed him. I didn't care. I was safe, and that's what mattered. Then Kelsey launched her campaign. She'd text me daily with unsolicited advice about healthy communication and the power of forgiveness. She'd send articles about couples therapy, as if therapy could fix someone who'd violently attacked me. I stopped responding, which only made her more aggressive. You're being absolutely ridiculous, Kelsey texted one afternoon. Derek came by Mom and Dad's house yesterday. He seems genuinely sorry and really wants to work things out. My blood ran cold. He came to their house? Did they let him in? I typed back. Well, yeah, Kelsey responded. He wanted to talk about you. He's really torn up about everything. I immediately called my parents. Why are you entertaining Derek at your house? I demanded. Patricia sounded defensive. He just wanted to talk, honey. He seems very apologetic. He has a restraining order. He's not supposed to contact me or my immediate family. Well, technically he didn't contact you, Robert interjected. He just wanted to explain his side of things. I wanted to scream. My own parents were entertaining my abuser because they couldn't handle confrontation. I documented this violation and informed Maria, who contacted Derek's probation officer. He received a formal warning. My parents got angry at me for causing problems. But Kelsey took it to a whole new level. About 6 weeks into my stay at the safe house, I started noticing things. A silver Toyota Camry that looked familiar kept appearing in the parking lot. Someone left a note on my windshield, I see you. I reported everything to Maria and the police, but without concrete evidence, they couldn't take action. Then one afternoon, I was checking my P.O. box when I saw Derek's black Dodge Charger drive past slowly, like he was searching for something. My hands started shaking. He couldn't have found me randomly. Cedar Park was 30 minutes from my old neighborhood, in a part of Austin I'd never visited before. Someone had told him. I drove back to the apartment complex, triple-checked all my social media privacy settings, and Googled my name. That's when I found it. Kelsey had posted a TikTok 3 days earlier titled, "Visiting my sister at her adorable new place." The video showed her standing in front of my apartment complex, building number 4723 clearly visible behind her. She'd tagged Cedar Park and used hashtags like #SistersDay and #FreshStarts. The video had been up for 72 hours. I'd managed to screenshot it from a mutual friend's phone before it got taken down. My hands trembled as I stared at the image. She'd literally broadcasted my safe house location to her 38,000 followers. To prove what? That I wasn't really in danger? That my concerns were overblown? I called her immediately. You posted what online? My voice cracked. Oh my God, Steph, relax. It's just TikTok. Your whole damsel in distress routine was getting embarrassing. Kelsey, That's a safe house. Do you understand what that means? Please. Derek's not dangerous. You're just being melodramatic like always. He assaulted me. He violated his restraining order. And now he knows exactly where I live because of you. Oh my God, you're so paranoid. I barely showed anything. You showed the building number and tagged the neighborhood. Are you insane? Whatever, Stephanie. Maybe if you faced some consequences, you'd stop making everything about yourself. She hung up on me. I immediately called Maria, who contacted the police. I had to emergency evacuate that night. Maria found me a room at a Holiday Inn Express while they arranged new placement. I was back to square one, terrified, constantly looking over my shoulder, jumping at every sound. But here's where Kelsey's actions started catching up to her. I filed a police report about the TikTok post endangering my safety. The detective assigned to my case, Officer Jennifer Ramirez, was extremely interested in the fact that Kelsey had deliberately compromised a protected location. This is serious, Ms. Rivera, Detective Ramirez said, reviewing the screenshots. Interfering with protective measures can carry significant legal consequences. I also contacted an attorney named Thomas Bradford who specialized in family law and protective orders. Thomas explained that I could pursue a civil lawsuit against Kelsey for reckless endangerment and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Your sister's actions directly violated your safety protocol, Thomas said, adjusting his glasses. The shelter program has documentation that she was explicitly instructed not to share your location. We have an exceptionally strong case. But I wanted Kelsey to face social consequences first. I took screenshots of everything, her TikTok post, our text conversations where she dismissed my safety concerns, her messages defending Derek. I compiled them into a comprehensive timeline showing her deliberate actions and their devastating consequences. Then I posted it all on Facebook, tagging mutual friends and extended family members. I wrote, "This is what happens when someone values being right over their sibling's safety." My sister posted my domestic violence safe house location on TikTok to prove I was overreacting. I had to evacuate in the middle of the night because my abuser found me. This isn't family. This is endangerment. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Friends I hadn't spoken to in years commented their support. Kelsey's own friends started questioning her judgment. Clients of our parents' landscaping business saw the post. Several commented that they were horrified. Kelsey tried defending herself in the comments. She's exaggerating everything. It was one video. She's always been dramatic about everything. But people weren't buying it. Someone commented, "You posted a safe house location. What is wrong with you?" Another wrote, "I work in social media marketing and even I know you never share someone's address without permission, especially in a domestic violence situation. This is absolutely unforgivable." The fallout escalated rapidly. Kelsey's employer, a digital marketing agency that prided itself on social responsibility, saw the post. They launched an internal investigation. How could they employ someone who'd weaponized social media to endanger a domestic violence survivor? Her professional judgment was fundamentally compromised. They fired her within a week. "This is your fault." Kelsey screamed when she called me. "You ruined my entire career." "No, you ruined your career when you posted my safe house on TikTok. Actions have consequences, Kelsey. I'm your sister. You're supposed to protect me. Like you protected me when you gave Derek my location? When you told our parents I was overreacting. You protected him, not me." She tried getting our parents to intervene, but the damage was spreading. Robert and Patricia's landscaping company started losing clients who'd seen my Facebook post and felt uncomfortable supporting a family that had enabled abuse. 3 major contracts, including grounds maintenance for Lakeway Country Club and the Domain Shopping Center, canceled within 2 weeks. Not enough to bankrupt their business, but enough to make them finally pay attention. My dad called me, his voice strained. "Stephanie, this situation has gotten completely out of hand. Can't we all just move forward?" "Move forward?" I repeated incredulously. "Dad, Kelsey put my life in danger. Mom told me I provoked my own assault. You both let Derek into your house despite the restraining order. What exactly should we move forward from? We're family." Family doesn't endanger each other to win an argument. Family doesn't defend abusers. Family doesn't victim blame. My mom tried a different approach, sending lengthy text messages about forgiveness and healing. Thomas moved forward with the civil lawsuit. During discovery, we learned something that made my blood run cold. Kelsey had actually visited the safe house twice before posting that TikTok. She'd taken multiple photos and videos, deliberately selecting which ones would get the best engagement numbers. She'd known exactly what she was doing. The evidence was damning. Text messages between Kelsey and Derek showed she'd been feeding him information about me for weeks, not my location initially, but details about my mental state, my therapy appointments, my daily routines. She'd been his informant. All because she thought I was being dramatic. When confronted with this evidence during her deposition, Kelsey finally broke down. "I just wanted everyone to see she was perfectly fine," she sobbed. She was ruining family dinners with all this drama about Derek. He seemed genuinely sorry, and she wouldn't even consider talking to him. "So you endangered your sister's life to make family dinners more comfortable?" Thomas asked calmly. "I didn't think he'd actually do anything. I thought if Stephanie saw he knew where she was and nothing happened, she'd realize she was overreacting." There it was. She deliberately led my abuser to my safe house as some twisted social experiment to prove her point. The judge was not impressed. The civil lawsuit resulted in a substantial judgment against Kelsey, $72,000 for emotional distress, relocation costs, increased security measures, and legal fees. She didn't have that kind of money after losing her job. She had to sell her Honda CR-V and move back in with our parents. Derek, meanwhile, faced his own reckoning. The restraining order violations, combined with evidence that he'd been stalking me, resulted in actual jail time, 16 months in Travis County Jail. As for me, I'm in a new safe location that absolutely nobody in my family knows about. I returned to work after 5 months, and my employer actually promoted me to senior billing specialist with a significant raise. I haven't spoken to Kelsey in 17 months. She sends occasional texts, never apologizing, just complaining about how difficult her life is now. I don't respond. She made her choices, and I'm not responsible for the natural consequences of her actions. I'm not the victim anymore. I'm the survivor who refused to let toxic people define my worth. And I'm finally okay with that.